Imagine Johnny Depp, once Hollywood's most enigmatic star, vanishing from the spotlight after years of controversy and legal battles. But now, in 2026, he's roaring back with a jaw-dropping transformation into Ebenezer Scrooge in a dark, thrilling take on A Christmas Carol. Picture Depp as the bitter miser haunted by ghosts, fighting for redemption. It's his boldest role yet. And that's not all. Get an exclusive first look at Day Drinker, his high-octane action thriller with Penelope Cruz. Is this Depp's ultimate comeback? We'll uncover the real stories, from set secrets to Depp's own words in recent interviews, proving 2026 is his year to shine again. Johnny Depp's transformation into Ebenezer Scrooge is already turning heads, and it's no surprise why. Set photos from London in early 2026 show him buried under layers of grimy Victorian rags, wild grey hair sticking out like he's been dragged through decades of bitterness, his face twisted into that perfect Scrooge scowl that makes you believe he's never cracked a smile in his life. Alongside Andrea Riseborough, who plays the ghost of Christmas past in an ethereal, haunting look, the images scream dark, atmospheric retelling, far from the cozy family versions we've seen before. T. West, the director known for his slow-burn horror in films like X and Pearl, is bringing a thrilling edge to this Dickens classic, turning the supernatural visits into something genuinely chilling. The story follows Scrooge, a man consumed by greed and isolation, who gets haunted by the ghost of Jacob Marley, rumored to be Ian McKellen in a spectral, chain-rattling performance, followed by the spirits of Christmas past, present, and yet to come. Depp dives deep into the miser's cold heart, showing flashes of the regret and pain buried under all that bah humbug attitude. What makes this role so perfect for Depp right now is how it mirrors his own journey. After years of intense public battles, including the high-profile defamation trial that ended in his favor back in 2022, he stepped back from the Hollywood machine. Projects slowed, but he never stopped working entirely, smaller films, music with the Hollywood vampires, quiet time away from the spotlight. Now, in 2026, he's choosing roles that let him disappear into the character again, just like he did with Captain Jack Sparrow or the Mad Hatter. Scrooge isn't flashy, he's broken, haunted, and in desperate need of redemption. Insiders say Depp spent weeks researching Dickens' original text, visiting London's historic sites to feel the fog and chill of that Victorian era. On set, he stayed in character between takes, muttering lines under his breath, refusing comforts to keep that miserly edge sharp. Rupert Grint, who joined the cast later and has scenes as a younger version tied to Scrooge's past, called Depp's performance amazing and interesting in recent interviews, hinting at layers fans haven't seen from him in years. The cast is stacked, pulling in talent that elevates the whole thing. Daisy Ridley as one of the ghosts brings her Star Wars intensity, Sam Claflin adds emotional depth from his Hunger Games days, and even Tramail Tillman from Severance is rumored for a key supporting role. It's not just a holiday movie, it's a gothic ghost story set in Dickens' London, with T. West's signature tension building through eerie visuals and psychological dread. Early buzz from production leaks describes candlelit streets shrouded in mist, chains dragging across cobblestones, and Depp's Scrooge staring into mirrors that reflect twisted versions of his life. The film is locked for November 13, 2026, right in the heart of Christmas season, positioning it to dominate theaters when audiences crave something festive yet dark. But 2026 isn't just about Scrooge for Depp. He's doubling down with Day Drinker, the action thriller that's already dropping jaws with its first-look images. Directed by Mark Webb, the Spider-Man and 500 Days of Summer guy, this one teams Depp with Penelope Cruz for the fourth time. Their chemistry from Blow, Pirates of the Caribbean, On Stranger Tides, and Murder on the Orient Express is legendary. Add Madeline Klein from Outer Banks, Manu Rios, Aaron Piper, Juan Diego Botto, and Anika Boyle, and you've got a powerhouse ensemble. The plot centers on an enigmatic drifter, Depp's character, Kelly, who forms an unlikely bond with a grieving woman amid high-stakes danger. It's gritty, fast-paced, with twists that keep you guessing, and shooting in Spain gives it that sun-drenched yet shadowy vibe. First-look photos from Lionsgate show Depp nearly unrecognizable again. Weathered face, gray streaks in his hair, a rugged, lived-in look that screams man who's seen too much. He's not the polished pirate here, he's raw, intense, carrying the weight of secrets. Penelope Cruz plays Cara Lausana, a complex figure tied to the central mystery, while Madeline Klein's Lorna brings youthful energy and edge. Production wrapped key scenes in coastal towns, with reports of intense action sequences involving chases through narrow streets and tense confrontations in dimly lit bars. Webb's direction blends character-driven drama with thriller pacing, making it feel personal and explosive at the same time. Depp has spoken in passing about how refreshing it was to jump into something contemporary after period pieces, letting him explore vulnerability in a modern context. These two projects side by side show Depp's range. He can vanish into a 19th-century miser one month and then shift to a brooding action lead the next. It's a calculated return, picking directors with vision and co-stars who match his intensity. Paramount backs the Christmas Carol adaptation with big studio polish, while Lionsgate gives Day Drinker that independent thriller grit. Fans are already flooding social media with excitement, sharing set photos and speculating on trailers dropping soon. Depp's not chasing nostalgia, he's building something new, proving he can still command the screen after everything. Think about the journey he's taken. From teen idol in the 80s with 21 Jump Street, to Tim Burton muse in Edward Scissorhands and Sleepy Hollow, to global icon with Pirates of the Caribbean raking in billions. Then came the storms, legal fights, dropped projects, a period where Hollywood seemed to turn away. But Depp kept creating. He painted, played guitar, directed Modi in 2024, stayed connected to his audience through quiet posts and music. Now, 2026 feels like the payoff. Scrooge's arc of facing ghosts and finding redemption hits close to home for someone who's publicly battled demons and come out the other side. Day Drinker lets him play a flawed hero with secrets, mirroring that resilience. On set for Ebenezer, stories emerged of Depp improvising lines that added raw emotion to Scrooge's breakdowns. T. West encouraged it, letting the actor shape the character's descent and rise. One leaked clip, grainy from a crew phone, shows Depp as Scrooge alone in his counting house, candle flickering, whispering bah humbug with such venom it sends chills. Andrea Riseborough's ghost appears in a swirl of light, forcing him to relive painful memories. The visual style draws from Victorian illustrations but amps up the horror elements, shadows that move on their own, whispers echoing in empty rooms. It's ambitious, aiming to stand apart from past adaptations like the Muppet version or Patrick Stewart's. Meanwhile, Day Drinker leans into mystery and adrenaline. Early descriptions paint Depp's Kelly as a man who drinks by day to numb something dark in his past, crossing paths with Cruise's character in a web of danger. Action scenes reportedly include rooftop pursuits and hand-to-hand fights, with Webb using practical effects for realism. The Spain locations, sunny beaches contrasting gritty underworld dealings, add visual punch. Penelope Cruz has praised Depp's commitment in interviews, saying he brings depth to every scene, making even quiet moments electric. Together, these films mark Depp's boldest chapter yet. He's not just returning, he's redefining what comeback means. No relying on old franchises, though Pirates rumors swirl with Jerry Bruckheimer teasing possible involvement, he's choosing fresh stories. Audiences who stuck by him through the tough years are ready to show up. Theaters could see packed houses for both, especially with holiday timing for Scrooge and thriller buzz for Day Drinker. As production rolls on, more details trickle out. For Ebenezer, costume tests showed Depp experimenting with prosthetics to age Scrooge further, but he mostly relied on makeup and posture to sell the miser. T. West pushed for authenticity, filming in real London locations to capture the era's atmosphere. Day Drinker wrapped principal photography recently, with post-production humming toward a potential 2026 release window. Lionsgate teases more first looks soon, building hype. This is Depp at his most versatile, haunted ghost story one day, high-stakes thriller the next. It's proof talent like his doesn't fade, it evolves. 2026 could be the year Hollywood remembers why he was untouchable once. The transformations, the directors, the casts, everything aligns for something epic. Fans sense it, and the excitement is real. Depp's not done, he's just getting started again. The momentum around Johnny Depp in 2026 feels unstoppable because both projects tap into exactly what audiences crave right now, authentic storytelling wrapped in star power that's been battle-tested. With Ebenezer Scrooge, Depp isn't playing it safe, he's leaning into the darkness that made his early Burton roles unforgettable. T. West has a knack for making quiet moments feel suffocating, and early reports from test screenings describe scenes where Scrooge confronts the ghost of Christmas yet to come as pure nightmare fuel. The spirit, shrouded in black robes with a skeletal hand pointing at an unmarked grave, forces Depp's character to stare at his own lonely end. Depp reportedly pushed for longer takes here, letting the silence stretch until the audience squirms, showing how comfortable he is with discomfort after everything he's endured publicly. This isn't just another Christmas Carol retread. West strips away the sentimentality that's crept into so many versions and doubles down on Dickens' original social commentary, poverty, exploitation, the soul-crushing weight of unchecked capitalism. Scrooge's counting house is filmed like a tomb, stacks of coins glinting coldly under gaslight while outside the window London's poor shiver in the snow. Depp's performance reportedly starts icy and mechanical, every humbug delivered like a slap, but cracks appear during the Christmas past sequence. Andrea Riseborough's ghost guides him through childhood memories that hit harder because of Depp's own history with loss and family estrangement. Fans who've followed his interviews know he's spoken candidly about regret and second chances, and those themes bleed into Scrooge's arc naturally without feeling forced. Production anecdotes paint a picture of Depp fully committed. He asked for the set to stay freezing between takes to keep his breath visible, mimicking the chill of Scrooge's heart. When the Ghost of Christmas Present, rumored to be played by a towering, jovial yet menacing figure, reveals the Cratchit family's struggles, Depp's reaction shots are said to be devastating. Tiny Tim's line, "God bless us, everyone," lands differently when Scrooge is already unraveling. The yet-to-come sequence pushes it further into horror territory, with visions of a future where Scrooge's name is forgotten, his grave untended, his wealth scattered to strangers. West uses practical effects for the apparitions, real chains, real fog machines, real flickering candles, to ground the supernatural in something tangible and terrifying. Shifting gears to Day Drinker, the contrast is striking yet complementary. Where Scrooge is inward and introspective, Kelly in Day Drinker is outward, restless, a man running from something he can't outpace. Mark Webb brings his signature blend of emotional intimacy and kinetic energy, making the film feel like a character study disguised as a thriller. First look stills show Depp leaning against a sun-bleached wall in southern Spain, cigarette dangling, eyes hidden behind aviators, the kind of weary cool that only comes from real-life scars. Penelope Cruz appears in several frames beside him, their body language charged with unspoken history, her hand on his arm in one shot, pulling him back from the edge in another. The story unfolds in a coastal town where secrets wash up like driftwood. Kelly arrives looking for a fresh start but gets tangled in a dangerous favor for an old contact. Cruz's Kara is no damsel, she's sharp-guarded, carrying her own grief after losing someone close. Their partnership starts rocky. Arguments in half-empty bars, tense silences during long drives along cliff roads, but trust builds through shared peril. Madeline Klein's Lorna enters as a wildcard, a young woman with ties to the central threat, forcing Kelly to confront whether he's protector or pawn. The supporting cast rounds it out with gritty authenticity. Manu Rios and Aaron Piper bring street-smart edge, Juan Diego Botto adds quiet menace. Action in Day Drinker isn't cartoonish, it's brutal and grounded. One sequence has Kelly evading pursuers through a crowded market, weaving between stalls, knocking over crates of fish, the camera staying tight on his face as panic mixes with determination. Another reportedly features a nighttime boat chase along the coast, waves crashing, gunfire popping against the roar of engines. Webb shot much of it practically, with Depp doing a surprising amount of his own stunts, running, climbing, fighting hand to hand. Crew members described him as focused and professional, arriving early, staying late, always ready with suggestions that served the scene rather than his ego. What ties these two films together is Depp's refusal to coast on past glory. He could have chased another Pirates sequel or leaned into safe cameos, but instead he picked challenging material that demands vulnerability. In recent conversations he's shared how acting became his way of processing the chaos of the last decade, the courtroom battles, the media storm, the professional fallout. Scrooge lets him explore isolation and eventual healing. Day Drinker lets him play a man who's still fighting, still flawed, still capable of connection. Both roles showcase his physicality too, stooped and frail as Scrooge, lean and coiled as Kelly, proving at 63 he's in better form than many younger stars. The industry is watching closely. After years of whispers about blacklisting, 2026 marks Depp's re-entry on his own terms. Paramount's investment in The Christmas Carol signals confidence. Lionsgate's push for Day Drinker shows faith in his draw for adult thrillers. Marketing campaigns are already teasing both, cryptic posters of Depp in Scrooge's top hat staring into darkness, moody stills of him and Cruz against a blood-orange sunset. Social media buzz grows daily, with fan accounts dissecting every leaked detail, from costume sketches to location reports. For Ebenezer, the holiday release date gives it massive potential. Families might go for the name recognition, but the darker tone could pull in horror fans who love T. West's style. Imagine theaters packed in November and December, audiences holding their breath as Scrooge faces his final ghost, then exhaling in cathartic relief when redemption arrives. Depp's voice cracking on, "I will honor Christmas in my heart, and try to keep it all the year," could become one of those iconic movie moments that get replayed endlessly. Day Drinker, depending on its exact slot, likely summer or fall 2026, has summer blockbuster energy without the superhero budget. It's the kind of mid-budget thriller that used to dominate multiplexes, the kind that thrives on word of mouth. If the chemistry between Depp and Cruise ignites on screen the way it has in past collaborations, it could become a sleeper hit, pulling crowds who want something smarter than pure spectacle. Depp's personal evolution adds another layer. He's spoken about sobriety, about finding peace away from the Hollywood glare, about the importance of art as therapy. These roles reflect that maturity, characters who aren't perfect, who carry damage, who still choose to move forward. It resonates because so many people have watched his public struggles and rooted for him quietly. Now they get to see that resilience channeled into performances that feel earned. Behind the scenes, the support system is strong. Longtime collaborators like Tim Burton have sent quiet encouragement, while newer directors like West and Webb rave about his generosity. Co-stars from both sets describe him as present, listening, elevating everyone around him. That's the mark of someone who's come through fire and emerged steadier. As trailers start dropping, expected any month now, the anticipation will spike. Picture the first Ebenezer teaser, fog rolling over London, chains rattling, Depp's silhouette in a doorway, voice low and gravelly. Marley was dead, to begin with. Cut to black, or Day Drinker's opening shot, Depp walking a deserted beach at dawn, waves crashing, a bottle in his hand, Penelope Cruz's voice off screen, "You can't keep running forever." Chills. This is more than a comeback, it's a statement. Johnny Depp is reminding everyone what drew people to him in the first place: unpredictability, depth, fearlessness. 2026 isn't about erasing the past, it's about building on it. Scrooge finds light after darkness, Kelly finds purpose after drift. Both mirror a man who's done the same. The excitement isn't just from longtime fans. Younger audiences discovering him through Pirates reruns or social media clips are curious about this older, grittier version. They see the memes, the trial highlights, the music videos, and now they'll see the actor in full command again. Theaters could become communal spaces where people cheer not just for the character, but for the performer who refused to fade. Production wrapped on Day Drinker recently, and post-production is moving fast, score recording, VFX tweaks for the more intense sequences, final color grading to make those Spanish nights pop. Ebenezer is still shooting select interiors, but the bulk is in the can, with editing underway to tighten West's deliberate pace without losing atmosphere. Every new detail fuels the fire. Costume leaks show Scrooge's nightshirt frayed at the cuffs, Day Drinker's Kelly sporting scars that look real because Depp insisted on practical makeup. Interviews trickle out, Depp talking about how Scrooge's loneliness felt familiar, how Kelly's anger mirrored moments he'd rather forget but learned from. It's honest without being confessional, raw without being exploitative. This dual-release strategy is smart. One film hits the holiday heartstrings with a dark twist, the other delivers summer adrenaline with emotional weight. Together they showcase range most actors dream of. If both land well, 2026 could cement Depp as not just a survivor, but a force still shaping cinema. The real win isn't box office numbers, though those will matter, it's the reminder that talent endures. Controversies come and go, headlines fade, but screen presence like Depp sticks. Audiences feel it in their gut when an actor commits fully, and from every report, he's all in. So here we are, watching one of Hollywood's most singular stars step back into the light, not as a ghost of his former self, but as something evolved, sharper, more human. Ebenezer, Scrooge and Kelly aren't just roles, they're proof that second acts can be the best ones. 2026 belongs to Johnny Depp, and the world is ready to welcome him back. So if Johnny Depp's epic 2026 comeback has you as hyped as the rest of us, smash that like button right now to show some love for this legend stepping back into the spotlight stronger than ever. Drop a comment below, tell me which one you're counting down to more. Depp as the haunted Ebenezer Scrooge facing his ghosts in that chilling Christmas Carol twist, or him going full intense drifter mode in Day Drinker alongside Penelope Cruz? Your thoughts matter, and the conversation is already blowing up in the replies. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the first official trailer drops, behind-the-scenes breakdowns, or any surprise updates as we get closer to those 2026 release dates. This channel is all about real Hollywood stories, honest takes, and celebrating the comebacks that remind us why we fell in love with movies in the first place. Thanks for watching all the way through. Let's keep the energy high for Johnny's big year. See you in the next one.